Hey there, welcome to this yoga for canoeing and yoga for kayaking video. My name is Collie, thank you so much for joining. This short and sweet practice will be really for anyone that is used to sitting in a boat. I know that the upper body can start to crunch up a little bit, so we're going to open out the chest. We'll build up a little bit of strength in the core and also ease some tension perhaps that you might find in the shoulders and the arms from paddling down the river. All you need is your mat, so we're going to start in a seated position. Get yourselves comfortable wherever is good for you. I recommend crossing your legs, easy pose, but if you'd prefer to, go ahead and just kind of sit with the legs out straight, whatever is accessible for you. We won't be here for too long, but I invite you just to find a little bit of stillness before we get moving. Take your time to bring a little bit of movement into your shoulders, maybe wiggle the jaw. And then find somewhere where you can keep your body still for a little bit, maybe a minute or so. Gently close your eyes. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, just to transition into the class. And really enjoy the breath, particularly your exhale. Make it satisfying, make it long. Releasing tension in the shoulders as you breathe out. And also as you breathe out, just allowing your attention to kind of settle and soak into your body. Starting to direct your attention inwards rather than out. And with that in mind, maybe a little body scan, just checking in with any tension, not only in the shoulders, but maybe in the skin and the face. Soften the jaw, relax your temples, your brow. And as you enjoy this moment to do absolutely nothing before we get moving, might be the first time today, take your attention to your breath. And for the next 30 seconds or so, start to follow both your inhale and your exhale with your focus. I'm starting just to tune into the rhythm and the pace of your breath. And if you're able to, think about taking the next inhale a little bit deeper into the lower belly and taking the next exhale a little bit further out as well. Spending 4 or 5 full breathing cycles just like that, a little bit deeper and a little bit softer. Allowing your breath to come into a kind of ideal state where it's not rushed, and it's not shallow, and it's not quick. And we'll try and keep it that way throughout the class if you can. Just notice any disruptions if the mind has wandered off at all. Bring it back in towards your body, in towards your breath. And we'll bring some movement into it. So just gently blinking open your eyes, taking your hands down by your sides. Let's sweep the arms up above the head as we breathe in next. Hands come together. As you exhale, gently lower the hands back down. And we'll do that a few times. Breathing in slowly, lifting your arms. And then breathing out, slowly lowering them. On this third time, as you bring the hands together, we're going to come into a little bit of a twist, allowing your right hand to slide down towards the left knee. Left hand can go behind you. A little twist looking over the left shoulder. And focus on kind of puffing up the chest, crown of the head high so your spine is nice and tall. And then straight away sweep left hand to right knee, and we'll take the same twist on the other side. You might want to tune into your breathing here to get a little bit deeper into the twist. Inhale, lengthen spine, sit up tall, and then with the exhale, gently twist a little bit deeper. Soften belly and soften the breath. As you come out of it, let's take the hands to the knees, and we'll start to take a few cat-cow poses from here, just to loosen out the spine a little bit. Again, think of moving with your breath. Inhale, opening out your chest, gazing high. As you exhale, chin draws back in towards the chest, start to round your back. Inhale, open out, broaden collarbones. And then as you exhale, find space in between your shoulder blades. Couple more times. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking as long as you need, maybe even closing your eyes. And then when you're good, let's come onto our all fours and we'll do exactly the same thing. Cat and cow, rolling into it, breathing in as you arch the back, and then breathing out as you dome it. Breathing in, collarbones again, think of them smiling broadly, and then with the exhale, tailbone lengthens down to the ground. One more time, maybe the eyes are closed. Before taking your bum and sitting down on your heels, let's enjoy a little child's pose where we're going to find some space in the upper body and the back. You can reach your arms forwards for this one. Allow your forehead to rest onto the ground. If this is super uncomfortable, you may want to untuck or tuck your toes so you're sitting onto your toes. Might be a bit of a support there for you. And if you can't quite get the head down on the ground, maybe use your hands for a pillow. Wherever you are, allow your body to rest. Close your eyes, go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Before very gently walking your fingertips all the way over towards the left side, let's take the right hand on top of the left, enjoying a gentle side stretch, a bit of space in the upper body down the right side here. Before taking the hands all the way over towards the right, let's do the same thing here with the left hand on top of the right. Allow your head to feel heavy and allow the left side of your sitting bones, so the left sitting bone, draw it down. Draw your left shoulder down as well. We'll come back into the center with our hands and then lift up to our all fours. Before we come in towards our downward facing dog and kind of come into some standing poses, a little bit of focus on the hands and the wrists. Point them in towards each other, your fingers that is, and then just take some gentle rocking and from side to side. Let's do the same thing but with fingers pointing out to the sides. And then going a little bit deeper into it, point fingers back in towards you. And you can start to roll forwards and backwards. And a good one from here, if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to take a little bit further, you could nudge the knees away. So much so that you could come towards your plank pose if you really wanted to fire it up, get feisty. A further option is placing the tops of the hands down so your palms are facing up. Have a play around with it. Good thing to do a few times a week, and also good to do before we roll into some standing poses where we're going to be on our hands. Little shake out, blood flow, get it going down towards the fingertips, and then when you're ready, hands back on the mat. Suck in your tummy as you lift your knees off the ground, downward facing dog. We'll continue to move from here, pedal the feet out. Give your knees, your hips, your legs just a little bit of a movement to check in with them. Warm up the muscles on the backs of your legs. And when you're ready, find some stillness, have a look at your hands. Let's make sure the fingers are really nice and wide. Hands want to be on the same line. Arms shoulder width parallel, elbows sweeping in towards each other, and have a look at your knees. And same thing here, we want the feet to be hip width, feet straight, thighs internally rotating. Take a moment here to reconnect with your breath. Long inhale through the nose. As you exhale, let it go through the mouth. And one more time, and really relax the head as you exhale. Before lifting your right leg very slowly up towards the ceiling. And let's take the gaze forwards. We'll step in between our hands. Now if the foot doesn't make it, just shuffle it forwards. Drop your left knee and then breathe in to lift up your arms. Now we're going to find some eagle arms. From here we'll take the right elbow underneath the left elbow, so you're bringing your elbows together. From there bring your backs of the hands together, or maybe go for the double wrap, your palms facing together. Now if this is super uncomfortable, maybe just bring the forearms smack bang together, or other option, wrap your arms around your upper body, grabbing your shoulder blades. Wherever you are, we are creating space in our shoulder blades, or between them. Take the elbows nice and high, push the hands away from your face, and breathe. Staying a little bit longer, and then take the hands behind you. We'll interlock fingers from here. You can drive the fist down the back of your left thigh, open your chest out fully, and look towards the ceiling. Again, don't forget to breathe before releasing, relaxing. Hands go down, step back to your plank. Let's hold it here for a moment. Feeling strong in the plank, fingers nice and wide, squeezing glutes, squeezing core, can look slightly forwards. Again, push quite hard with the hands, space in between your shoulder blades. Now let's drop the knees, the chest and the chin all the way down. Find a cobra, pressing with the hands, pressing with the tops of the feet as we lift our chest. And really kind of enjoy it, take as long as you need before pushing back. Child's pose, downward facing dog. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, so left leg going high, stepping in between your hands. Again, if the foot doesn't make it, just shuffle it along. Drop your right knee, breathe in, arms up, and this time left elbow underneath the right elbow. So elbows come together first, slide the backs of the hands together, or maybe the palms can kind of squeeze in. So you really want to draw your arms in as much as you can, so squeeze them in. Squeeze your thighs together too. Lift up the elbows so they're kind of in line with the chin, and then push your hands away from your head. Breathe deeply into it. It's quite a challenging pose, it might take some shuffling around. And then once you've got some purchase, let's take the hand behind us, interlock fingers, and then go ahead and slide the hands down as you open out your upper body. You want to try and keep the left knee above the left ankle if you can. Relax the face, and then come out of it. Let's take the hands down and step back to our plank. As we roll through the vinyasas throughout this class, we'll go quite a gentle, drop the knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra, pressing down with the hands as you lift up, collarbones broad, and then push back. Child's pose, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here just to check back in with your feet and your hands, make sure they're on the right kind of line before lifting your right leg slowly up towards the ceiling. Gaze forwards, take a step in between your hands again, and then this time high lunge, so the left knee will stay off the ground as we lift up. Arms shoot them towards the ceiling. Have a little check in with your right knee, make sure it's above the right ankle. And then when you're ready, let's take the back foot down as we sweep the arms wide into our warrior two. Again, just keep the right knee above the right ankle. You want to relax your shoulders, take the gaze over your right hand. Breathe. Flip the right palm, let's lean forwards and then reverse the warrior. Left hand, left thigh. Right arm reaches high. Awesome stretch just for the muscles in between your ribs here. You can exaggerate it by going deep into the right knee and then lifting your right arm a little bit higher. Look up towards it before taking your right elbow to your right thigh, and we'll find a side angle pose. Left arm up to the ceiling for your classic side angle, or maybe left arm reaches long for your extended one. And you could even roll between your reverse and your side angle a few times. Left hand, left thigh, right arm high, and then right elbow, right thigh, left arm long, coming into a bit of a warrior dance. Enjoy it for a few times before landing in your side angle. Maybe reaching a little bit longer with the left arm, could look towards the left hand, could even take right hand inside right foot if you want to go a little bit deeper. But wherever you are, notice the outside of your left foot. You want to press down quite hard on that back foot. Before lowering both hands down inside your right foot, maybe frame the right foot. Come onto the toes of your back foot, step forwards, left foot joins the right foot. Bend your knees, find your chair pose as you lift your arms up. And we're sitting back down on that imaginary chair. You can think about the weight in your heels here, maybe lifting up all 10 toes if you can. Look up high, breathe. When you're ready, take an exhale to fold, chuck your hands down, back and behind you, before inhaling to lift your arms back up to your chair. A couple more times. Exhale, chuck it down and behind you. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift up. This time as you take the hands down, let's place the hands on the mat. We'll step or jump back to our plank and then lower ourselves all the way down onto the ground, taking your hands down by your sides. Locust pose, we'll lift up the chest, lift up the thighs, the knees and the feet. Imagine you're kind of pointing your fingers towards the back of the room, crown of the head is extending to the front before lowering yourself back down. Let's do that one more time. You really want your muscles in the back to be engaging here. And squeeze glutes before relaxing down and then placing your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll come into a Sphinx pose. Palms down, forearms down, tops of the feet down as well. You can start to kind of slide the forearms down back towards you as though you're dragging your body forwards. Lift up the chest. Take a moment here. Squeeze the glutes. Press the tops of the feet down. And you can stay here, or you can take it a little bit further and roll onto the tiptoes. Lift up the hips, come into your forearm plank. Keeping your forearms parallel. You want to kick your heels to the back of the room. And then also push with your forearms. There's that space in between your shoulder blades again. Breathe. Lower yourself with control. Hands go down, push back, child's pose. And then make your way to your downward facing dog. As you come into your downward dog, take a moment just to really suck in your tummy. Relax your head. Reconnect with the breath. Long inhale, long exhale. In your own time, taking your left leg towards the ceiling. Let's take a step in between the hands. Try and make it a little bit lighter, a little bit softer this time. And then lift your arms up with control. Core engaged will help that. So high lunge on this left side. When you're ready, open it out, warrior two. You want to think of lining up the left heel with the arch of your right foot. Left knee nudges towards the little toe of left foot as well. As you gaze over the left hand, flip the palm. Let's reverse on this side. We're taking it to our side angle. So left elbow, left thigh, right arm long. And again, enjoy a dance. Glide between the two. As you do so, try not to forget to breathe. Tendency just to kind of stop breathing for a little bit. Keep it smooth. And then let's hold it in our side angle. So with your reverse, you've got that space in between your ribs on this left side here. Whereas if you come into your side angle, you'll notice, hopefully, down the entire right side of upper body, right arm, right hip. Maybe left hand goes inside the left foot. Could take the gaze up towards your right hand. Wherever you are, it's quite a challenging pose. See if you can soften the breathing, soften the face. And then take the hands down. Step forwards, right foot joins the left. Knees together as you find your chair pose. One more time. Lengthening out your core. And then folding, chucking the hands down and back behind you. A couple more times. Breathing in, lift up. Breathe out, chuck. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, throw it down. One more time. And then we'll take that step or a jump back to your plank and then lower ourselves down towards our locust pose again. So hands down by your sides. Breathe in to lift up, open chest. Breathe out, hover down. One more time. Could take it a little bit further, this time bending your knees, kicking your heels towards your bum. If you're able to, grabbing hold of one ankle, grabbing hold of the other ankle, bringing your knees together. And you could just stay here, squeezing heels in towards the bum. Nice stretch for the quads. Or if you wanted to take it a little bit further, bring your knees together. And you can start to kick, well, flex feet first. And then start to kick your hands, kick your feet up towards the ceiling, coming into your bow pose, opening out your chest. Don't forget to breathe. And then come out of it with control. Release the feet. Hands down, push back, child's pose. And take a moment here just to relax your forehead onto the ground. Close your eyes. Deep inhale through the nose, let it out through the mouth. One more time. And as you exhale, just really feel the softening of the shoulders. And the relaxing of the face. Take as long as you need here before coming up all fours. And we'll continue to lengthen out the front of the body. Coming into a camel pose. Hip flexors predominantly going to get a decent stretch here. Let's take the fingertips onto the lower back, place them on the bum. You can push the hips forwards, so they're kind of stacked on top of your knees. Start to open out your chest fully. Maybe look towards the ceiling, look behind you, wherever feels comfortable. But that entire space of the front body is lengthening out. Could look behind you and just think about those hip flexors. A couple of them connect, the only muscles that connect the upper and the lower body. It's a really good one to target, predominantly them. They're the muscles that are going to be contracting as you take that seat in the boat. Good to lengthen them out. Could take it further, taking the hands onto the soles of the feet or the ankles or the calves. Otherwise coming back up. And let's take the hands down, back onto the mat. Suck in your tummy, downward dog, and then we'll take a step or a jump towards a seat. You can get there however you want to. Cross your legs, take a seat down, take your time. Let's straighten out the legs, flex your feet, point toes to the ceiling, breathe in to lift up the arms. As you exhale, fold, bend your knees quite a lot. Recommend looking over toes rather than at knees. Go ahead and enjoy this pose just for a couple of breaths. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Try and soften up the face. And then reach long with your arms and then hover on down onto your back. Slower the better, nice and controlled. Just allowing the back of the head to soften slowly onto the ground. And then straight away, let's bend the knees. We'll place the feet on the mat. Continuing to lengthen out the front of the body. Bridge pose, feet together, knees together, thighs together, and then hands down by your sides. Maybe you can tickle the heels with the fingertips. This is going to require a bit of glute and hamstring strength to get that stretch of your core. Let's take a breath in to lift the hips nice and high. As you exhale, slowly lower yourself back down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hips. Try and go a little bit higher this time. And then exhale, go down. With that 3rd time, let's hold it up in the air. You may find that your knees have come apart quite a lot. Try and bring them in. So you're using your adductors, the muscles inside the legs. Extra squeeze of the glutes. Maybe you can roll the shoulders. You can interlock fingers behind the back. Whatever feels good for you. Take a moment to really kind of try and push the heart towards the face. And then very slowly lower yourself down. Let's straighten the right leg, but keep the left knee where it is, or grab it with your right hand, both hands to start with. Squeeze the knee all the way up towards your armpit, and we'll take a twist from here. So left arm goes out towards the side, and the right hand can gently take the knee over towards your right side. And try not to draw the knees so much so that your left shoulder comes up off the ground. If that is the case, bring the knee back up to center, park the knee back down, and then, park the shoulder back down, and then take the knee just as far as it will go. You get a lot more of a purchase in that glute stretch. Could look over to your left hand, and then wherever you are, really try and enjoy this one. Take it as long as you need. Soft belly. Straight right leg, kick right heel away from you. And then come out of it slowly. Let's do the same thing on the other side. I always recommend keeping the straight leg as straight as you can. And then you can shuffle the crown of the head away from the body as well, just to encourage length in the spine. So as we twist the spine, it lengthens. Could look to your right hand this side. Close your eyes. See if you can just really kind of immerse yourself in the feelings of this pose, the sensations that are coming up wherever they may be. Breathe deeply into them. Before coming back to center. Before we kind of take it to a restorative close, let's bring the knees towards the chest, grab the backs of your knees, let's roll it forwards and backwards. We're going to fire up the core just before we finish. You can roll along your spine, flex your feet, and then balance on your bum whenever you're ready in the suitably named boat pose. Drawing knees toward chest, lift up the head nice and high, and feel free just to kind of stay here if you want. Focus on your gaze, you want to lock it in, find something on the wall or the floor in front of you to stare at. Could lift the feet high, shins parallel to the ground. If you want to take it a little bit further, I'd suggest keeping your knees, thighs and feet in, and then releasing your arms. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Stay there, or come with me, come to a low boat. Inhale to straighten out your legs, lower the back, and then exhale, come back up. Inhale, lengthen, try and keep the body off the ground if you can. Exhale, engage. So hip flexors, having been lengthened earlier, are getting a nice strengthen here. One more time, maybe even paddling the feet as you go low, and then coming back up with control. Trying even to straighten your legs for one final push, and then lower yourself. Slower the better, this is your final bit of strength. Taking as long as you can, and then enjoying a satisfying breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just letting those sensations settle and subside. Finding a comfortable place where you can just let all of that movement, let it all kind of soak in, let it be processed by your body. You can find a position where you're able to keep the body still. Back of the head nice and heavy, wrists, ankles settled. Maybe eyes are closed. And just enjoy a bit of stillness where you're able to do absolutely nothing physically. And then mentally too, just trying to find a bit of stillness there as well. And of course, if you have a little bit longer, please feel free to stay in this relaxing position. Otherwise, just gently bring some movement into the fingers and the toes. Taking the head from side to side. Taking the arms above the head for a full body stretch. Might feel good. Before rolling to one side and lifting yourself back up to a seat. And we'll close where we began, seated position wherever's comfortable. Taking just a final moment here to softly close your eyes and pay attention to how you feel. Hopefully there's a little bit of space inside the body physically, and maybe a little bit of space mentally too. Just kind of getting you set for whatever's coming your way for the rest of the day. And hopefully the perfect accompaniment maybe to do once a week, once every few weeks, if you're spending lots of time in the boat. Nice one. Thanks so much for joining. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. Hope you have a really good day for whatever you're up to. Take it very easy. Please feel free to have a little browse through the other videos on my website. Come say hello on Instagram at Mr. Collyman. Hope to see you soon.